There's always been idiots on the internet. There's always some idiot with a high subscriber count who has specialized in making one style of content for far too long. That makes them think just because they have 800 to a million subscribers, they know everything that there is to know within that field.
Video games are actually cheaper now than they've ever been. There's a lot of online discourse around the price of AAA titles getting way too expensive, and they're actually doing the opposite. Back in 1990, the average price of a new NES game was $50 to $60, which, when adjusted for inflation, is between $111 and $134.
At the time, the NES and the SNES were groundbreaking consoles. It's really not fair to compare these two. In 1990, the console that you're referring to, the NES, was groundbreaking technology. Last time I checked, Blu-ray and DVD is not groundbreaking technology. Buying games digitally on a digital storefront isn't exactly groundbreaking technology. If you've played video games for longer than some Fortnite streamers have been alive, you'll remember digital storefronts have been around for almost 10 to 15 years now. Fucking longer if you count Steam. Why is it that we're still pretending like we're on some groundbreaking discovery when we're actually in the fucking recession? I'd pay extra if the PS5, the Xbox One Series S, and the fucking brand new fucking graphics cards let you play games that looked photorealistic or had realistic shadows, or if high quality ray tracing was common standard, then maybe I'd consider upgrading it. But as of now, is there really a justification to jump the price up with no real reason ever given to us?
And that was for pixel art games displaying at 240p with no 3D capabilities that a lot of the time only provided a few hours of gameplay and took up kilobytes of data.
This is what happens when you give a monkey a microphone and a video camera and tell him make a YouTube channel. No way you make a fucking tech channel, and you do not understand this. They were just moving away from fucking Pong. The fact that they can get a 2D game that looks like an actual good quality game is amazing. It was a huge leap in gaming technology. I'm sorry it's not virtual reality or fucking Call of Duty or some bullshit. Shit was groundbreaking, and there was a reason that shit cost so much money. If we could start playing games in the fourth dimension, I'll pay $150. I'll pay hourly. I'm pinky promise. If we could start playing games in the fourth dimension, I'll pay that. But until we can play games in the fucking fourth dimension, I don't give a fuck. You know these companies are still gonna charge you for DLCs and battle passes and all this other bullshit. They're not gonna give you a full game for $150, for $70, for $90. They're just gonna give you a handful of skins, a handful of this, a handful of that, and call it a fucking day, and you're gonna buy it and you're gonna be happy about it. You know why? Because people like you have been doing this shit since 2013 or fucking before. Game companies have realized that they don't have to fucking produce a full product, and they can just fucking upcharge you and charge you battle pass. Look at the new fucking Call of Duty. That shit don't look next gen. All I'm saying is that none of these games are worth any more than $60 if they don't come with a full package of games. That means all the DLC up front. I don't give a shit. Not fucking a few years later, unless it's some extra shit you made after you started making the game. That's perfectly acceptable. But if it's something that you were like, all right, we're going to make this game, and then we're going to make the DLCs, and then we're going to make this, and then we're going to have it all planned out, but we're going to release the full game fucking first, and then we're gonna fucking release the first DLC a few months later, and then the next DLC a few months later, and we're gonna part it out so that way each fucking person who wants a full copy of the game has to pay upwards of $150. They're still gonna fucking charge you for those fucking DLCs. They're still gonna make a bunch of microtransactions or some bullshit for you to pay, and you're gonna accept it. I know you will, because you're a pussy bitch. Also, if you can beat the NES version of Contra or Mario in 2 hours, you must be the best gamer known to man. You know what? I'm gonna let my friend BREWSTEWS explain this shit.
You gotta fucking play all night, you get your ass beat, you fucking skip school the next day, you play all fucking day, you have a mental breakdown, and then you finally fucking beat Mike Tyson in Punch-Out. Don't look at me, that's how you do it. It's in the instructions, I don't know what to say.
This also isn't the first time we've seen video games selling new for $70. Certain N64 games like Donkey Kong 64 and Perfect Dark cost $70 back in 1999.
Yeah, this isn't true. I looked it up, and DK64 only released for $70 with the expansion, not the full game.
Which is $175 in today's money. You could argue that since all games used to be physical and now the majority of sales are digital, that companies have cut down on packaging costs, and that's true. But PlayStation and Microsoft still need to pay for their online marketplaces, and hosts take a pretty substantial cut of sales that you're paying for on those platforms, which is why video games are actually cheaper now than they've ever been.
Womp womp, stop being broke. Companies have literally no excuse. Why is it that they have the excuse to charge us fucking millions of dollars a year in gross income from microtransactions and DLCs alone? DLCs are not inherently bad. They're only really bad when they're used to cut up the original game's content and sold back to us at a price that we shouldn't have to pay because we already bought the game. My point is, these companies should have enough stacked up to deal with this bullshit. It's business shit. Whether you work a lawn care company, other bullshit, there's always hidden fees that are there to fuck you and you have to save for it. Even when you're not in a fucking business, you still have to expect these hidden fees. We don't get breaks. Why do these million-dollar companies get to get breaks? It makes no fucking sense. Anyway, that's about all the stupidity I can handle today. I'ma smoke. You should smoke too. Have a good day. Like, comment, and subscribe. Suck my balls.